In the video I just put out, episode 831, I explored some very important relationships that you need to know. You must keep your eye on the DXY, the Euro versus the USD, the VIX and gold. I explained about the trade balance and also geopolitical tensions and many other things. It's really important that you look at episode 831 before looking at this video. Hi everyone, I'm Ken from CryptoTradingKS. My goal is to assist you to become more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, gaining real wealth and positive excellence in the process. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin is currently up 0.20% to 22,059. Ethereum is up 0.64% to 1559. If you're new, a very warm welcome and welcome back, KS family. And please note, I don't have WhatsApp or Telegram. In episode 831, we looked beyond the charts, checking the stock market and world events and collecting probabilities. Episode 831 is very important to your process as you go through your professional setup. Just as we look into the stock market, we can look into the top crypto movers. It's critical to understand that in the crypto industry, Bitcoin pretty much dictates what the alts are going to do. And you can see Bitcoin's gravity, that blue line, playing out on Ethereum. As Bitcoin came down, what did Ethereum do? It came down. As Bitcoin came down recently, what did Ethereum do? It came down recently. We're always looking for inverters. Inverters are going up as Bitcoin is coming down. But no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity, so it can be short-lived. Just be aware of this. BNB following Bitcoin's gravity, except it's starting to divert. It's starting to invert. This is very positive. What about XRP? Yes, a prime case inverter. Inverters are something that people wanted to know and understand more about. You can always compare Bitcoin's gravity. That's what you're looking at. You're looking for this positive divergence. When Bitcoin comes down, you want whatever that alt is to go up. That is an inverter. We can see that ADA is coming down with Bitcoin's gravity as well as Doge, and Doge kicked Matic out of the top 8. We can see more and more crypto adoption, the European Commission to ensure healthy competition in the metaverse. If crypto was just a scam, the European Commission would not be interested in healthy competition in the metaverse. This all points to adoption. Poor old Gary Gensler and the SEC. I guess diverting attention away from his dealings with Sam Bankman-Fried is not really working. Judges are hearing oral arguments in the grayscale suit against the SEC over a rejection of the Bitcoin spot ETF. Yes, grayscale has taken the SEC to court. In more negative news for the SEC snubbed as Voyager wins court approval for sale to Binance.US. On March the 10th, the MtGox creditors have until then to register and choose a repayment method. We've gone through MtGox quite a few times on the community channel. Just search in the search bar. Let's just quickly break this down. MtGox Investment Fund, one of the exchange's largest creditors, reportedly chose a repayment plan that would allow it to receive the majority of its lost funds as early as September. That's not in a couple of days' time. And it gets even worse for some other creditors. It's unclear exactly when other creditors can expect repayment in cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or fiat, but some estimates have suggested it could be several years. A lot of people were getting freaked out about the MtGox unlock. You can see it's nothing to be freaked out about, but that won't stop retail influencers just banging the drums and putting people on the wrong side of the percentage. It's very important to become financially literate. That's why I put these stock market events on the crypto chart. You can see when Fed Chairman Jerome Powell did the testimony, Bitcoin came down slightly. with the Fed share testimony still continuing, and I talked a little bit about that in episode 831 as well, with the JOLTS job openings and the balance of trade figures being presented, we've seen a fairly flat line. It's a little bit negative, but it's just wobbling around at the moment. The MtGox unlock, now you know, it's pretty much nothing to be concerned about. What about the US unemployment rate and the non-farm payrolls? We can see that Bitcoin is still under resistance. Keep this in mind. We've lost this smart money buy level. It's turned to a smart money sell level at around the 22,589 level. And Bitcoin is just around 22,000 at the moment. We can see that the next smart money buy area is between 20,484 and 20,778. Just keep this in mind. And a big thank you to Art. I love what Art said in here. Well, Art's so clever on so many things. We start with coffee money, we build it into lunch money, then dinner money, then vacation money, then college for the kids money, then new home money, then ... You get the idea. Art is talking about starting small and scaling. I just love that, Art. You're so clever. There's a lot of negativity inside markets, and we can see the Bitcoin shorts are going for it, and the longs are a little bit undecided as to what is happening. Liquidations in the past 24 hours were 74.03 million across 42,869 positions. And when we look at total liquidations across the past 24 hours, 3/4 of them, 75%, were long. What about 12 hours? Ooh, 76. I'll make it 77% were long as well. What about the past 4 hours? Ooh, it's getting worse. 89% long. And what about the past hour? Oh, 92% long. It's getting worse and worse. What you can actually see is that negative sentiment that is floating around is impacting the crypto market. And what we see is also the price channel for Bitcoin is coming down. We know exactly where the smart money buy areas and sell areas are. We're not surprised by this action because we always plan our three-dimensional thinking. We know no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity, Rule 45. We can also see as Bitcoin has come down, it's not come down a lot, just 0.4%. But we can also see the inverters occurring, BNB and XRP. XRP is showing that it has power to fight Gary Gensler and the evil Securities Exchange Commission. No, it's not evil, it's just a government organization. And you know, they're fantastic. Gary always wants to help people. As Jim Cramer said, there's always a bull market somewhere. And Jim's not wrong. Turning to the greatest gainers in the top 100, Carver, Rocket Pool, XRP, TON, SHIB, Bone, OKB, and FEI. We can see SHIB and Bone, the dogs are in the house. The greatest losers are Singularity Net, Immutable X, Synthetics, CFX, Conflux, Phantom, Mina, Neo, and the Graph. I wanted to quickly share a trade with you on Immutable X. You can see here, as Bitcoin came down, Immutable X said, no way, I'm going up. It inverted. But what actually happened next? It got pulled into alignment with Bitcoin's gravity. Please be aware of this. This is why I say no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity, because they can't. There were so many fantastic comments in yesterday's videos. Thank you to everybody who reached out to share their wisdom and knowledge. Kacharia had a fantastic one because we talked about the rule of money. About money, if a trader would merely own and only focus on money, that would be like a professional athlete, let's say a swimmer, would take a look at the watch every 100 meters he or she swims instead of doing what they do, focusing on their technique, on their skill. It's like a gardener that actually plants all these seeds and then says, oh, I wonder if the seeds are germinating, let's dig them up. That's not going to be a very profitable gardening expedition. Kacheria 1986 definitely recommends physical exercise, and I agree, my friend. It's very, very important. Okay, let's have a look at Immutable X. I'll go back a little bit in terms of history. When you're doing trades, it's vitally important to understand that you may not be able to see the future. Of course you can. It's not you may not, you just can't. The concept is that you need to deal with probabilities. What I did is I actually came in to Immutable X at 106. What I was noticing was the inversion of Bitcoin, then Bitcoin recovering. And I thought that would actually pump Bitcoin, the pump in Bitcoin would actually flow through to Immutable X. What we saw is that flow through actually did occur. And one thing that's very important to understand, that when you actually trade and invest, you may not be at your trading terminal, your computer, all the time. And what you will typically find is that when you buy, by the time you've woken up, because this filled at night, and you've looked again in the morning, and you set your sell level, you may not reach it for some time. I wish that the main indices or the main exchanges had that capability of setting a sell level when you buy, but unfortunately they don't. And look at Immutable X. I bought here, I was putting my sell order up here, but what did price do? It just started to go down. Naughty Immutable X. And unfortunately, it kept on going down like that. Now, what you will also find is that you may not be just focused on one specific thing that you trade or invest in. You may miss this kind of price action because there's a lot of other things that are really, really interesting. Now, the question, the key, did I change this sell level and say, oh no, I'm out? No, I didn't, because I did the analysis like we do each and every day. And then what did I do? When I came back into Immutable X, I bought again at this 1018 level. I layered in, and it wasn't the best layering, to be quite honest. Sometimes you're just out of sync, and you notice that I set the sell level at 1149. That's actually above the 1127 mark. And when we sort of zoom out and look at this, am I being bold in saying, well, I believe IMX is going to reach there, and I believe it's going to reach there? Shouldn't I have just got out and done something else? Well, the answer is, yeah, you can always do that. That's completely your choice. But what I actually found is that this initial order, this one here, was satisfied here, and this one here was satisfied there in about 7.5 days. And look what naughty Immutable X did after that. It started to plummet. This is why in crypto it's good to have a strategy to get in and out of things. In my opinion, this is a pretty ugly trade. I typically do far better than this. But I wanted to share it with you because I think it's important. Even if it's ugly, it doesn't mean it's not beautiful. As always, I provide my trade history, and something that was really quite interesting, I've detected a $1.99 discrepancy between the buy and the sell level. Sometimes when you're doing your accounting, you will find these discrepancies. I wanted to point that out to you as well. You can see when we add all of this up, the buys on the two levels, we get 999.9821, which pops in there, the invested amount. And then the return by adding the sells up is 1093.93119, and we pop that in there. So you can see over around 7.5 days, it was about a 9.3, a 9.4% return. Now, I'm saying that I generally do much better trades than this, but I think sharing this with you is very important. You can see that even when the trade is ugly, it doesn't mean that it's technically wrong. And I guess a near 6,000% return on investment isn't too bad, even done in ugly conditions. If you like seeing trades like this, and sharing in what we do as a community, because of course community members reach out and share their trades too. I don't know of any other YouTube channel that does this. Please feel free to subscribe to our beautiful global family. We really literally have one of the best communities on YouTube. If you would like to share your trades with me, you can share them by emailing me directly with a chart marked up like this and shared as well to kstandf@gmail.com. Please don't send me individual trades for me to cut and paste into a chart. It's just too much work, and I'm so very busy. In the comments from yesterday's video, someone you know actually funded a partial CTKS Masterclass scholarship because their life has been changed and they want to pass that on, pay that forward if you like. If you are interested in the CTKS Partial Masterclass Scholarship and becoming an awardee, please use the link in the description of this video to apply for the scholarship. It's all about active learning as well. Scholarship awardees have to show their dedication and commitment. These scholarships are not drawn from a barrel. You must deserve it. The scholarships put the CTKS Masterclass in the reach of anyone who is diligent and wants to learn. And a good way to understand what the value is of the Masterclass is just to pop across to the testimonial section. I think it's very important you know why I put it together. And the Masterclass has a lot of people talking about it. Some very beautiful comments. I've never asked anybody to do a comment on the Masterclass. So just having all of these, I'm so very grateful to everybody because it means it's helping people, and that's why I did it in the first place. The other reason that I showed this trade, it's very important to be careful of inverters. Inverters can mildly invert and then get pulled back harshly. And you can also see that CFX was another inverter until it got pulled back into alignment with Bitcoin's gravity. That's why you really must know what you're doing. I would urge you to look at episode 831. It's really important. When you look at inverters, it's very important to apply the CTKS method to them. If you haven't marked up the specific chart, you can always apply the EC method and your pattern recognition. And it's good to always understand there's always positive momentum inside every market, no matter what the market is doing. A big thank you to everybody who reached out and let me know what they would like to request for me to mark up with the CTKS method. If you haven't done that yet, please just pop that particular link in and just let me know how to help you more. I do these videos each and every day, especially for you. I want to create the most value that I can possibly create. The only way to do that is for me to know what's important to you. The comments yesterday about money were absolutely and utterly brilliant. I'm going to add more of those in like I did with art and Catcheria. Let's keep that discussion going because it's very important people actually learn how to view money when they invest and trade. And it's not what the retail influencers are speaking about. It's something completely opposite to that. We know that better habits create a better life and a better mind creates better outcomes. So filling your mind with positivity is essential for a better life. If you want to have things that you've never had, you need to do things that you've never done. Please make sure that you read the CTKS Creed each and every day. It will just prime you for profitability and also a beautiful life. Have a great day or night ahead, my friends, and Kate and I look forward to catching up with you tomorrow. Bye for now.